I'm Mike Davidian. Welcome to Davidian's Farm Market. 4 generations here in Northborough, Massachusetts. We grow everything from apples to zucchini, and we do a lot of retail out of our own farm stand, and we also do a lot of wholesale with different grocery stores, one being Whole Foods. We pride ourselves on doing regenerative practices, so we're trying to get away from using herbicides in traditional weed management. So we saw the Tilmor product a couple of years back in a trade show. It was really interesting because it reminded us of a Allis G, which we used to use quite a bit. But in recent years, we got tired of tinkering it, so we kind of lost that aspect of our agriculture. The Tilmor that you see here, we use for various things. We use it for side dressing corn. We also use it for weed management in between our plastic mulch rows. So we do use a biodegradable plastic, so the Tilmor kind of accents that regenerative practice that we're trying to accomplish.
Mike, you tell me a little bit about this year. I know you've mentioned before we got here that it's been a different year. Tell us a little bit about that here quick.
So yeah, up here in the Northeast, it started around Thanksgiving. We got extreme cold. We lost all our peaches. Then in May, we had another frost, and a lot of people up in the Northeast lost their apples. We were fortunate and kept ours. Moving now to end of June, and here we are, the 19th of July. We've received approximately 15 to 18 inches of rain. So it's been a real challenge as far as being able to use now the Tilmor with the field's so saturated. So in the past couple of weeks, we haven't been able to utilize the Tilmor the way we would like to. Hopefully with some sunny weather, we'll be right back out there with our weed management and our ability to side dress again those crops that need it.
Good. You've shared a couple things that you like about the Tilmor. What are some of the things that you appreciate about what the Tilmor can do for you? And then we'll also hit on some of the challenges you faced. So yeah.
So yeah, the biggest thing I like is it's comfortable. If anybody has used a G in the past, if you're not 5'4", it doesn't work. So the way the Tilmor is designed, it's very comfortable. It's easy to get on and off from either side. The ability to actually see what you're doing underneath the tractor is very well designed. You can see everything clearly. It's really easy to use. Being a diesel, it's really bulletproof. You don't have to sit there tinkering with carburetors or anything else. So the diesel's definitely a big step forward. They do a lot with the hydraulics, so we got hydraulic lifts both front and back, and then we also have some additional remotes for those other creative things that you may come up with. They also have power on the front and back, so as you can tell, we got a Gandy fertilizer spreader, which is great, very easy to use. Again, being electric, there's nothing really mechanical that can go wrong. It's pretty much just flip the switch and it goes. We actually went with the lighting package, and I can tell you at night, you must see it from the moon. You can see everything going on all around the tractor. So yeah, there's a lot of great things. What I love about it is, and in fact I was explaining it, there's nothing really proprietary on here that you can't just go out and do. So it's just traditional, what is that, 2-inch square steel? Mm-hmm. So it's just a regular square steel that you can pick up at any steel facility, and you can do whatever you want to do. So yeah, I mean, you can tell in the back here, we've adapted some of our old tillage equipment just to kind of throw on to do what we needed to do. So that's what I do appreciate about Tilmor, is that they didn't try and make it that you have to buy Tilmor stuff. It's very much, Kubota motor. I can get parts for a Kubota motor anywhere. So yeah, so that's really the couple things I really appreciate.
Mike, what are some of the, you mentioned there's a couple areas that you think that we could look at improving on the tractor. What are some of those areas that you think could use some improvements?
Okay, so the number one thing when I've been talking to other farmers that come over and try it, because around where we are, a lot of the farms are 100 acres or less, so this product is perfect for what we do and what we grow. So when they come and use the product, one of their biggest complaints is power steering. It's a little bit more difficult to turn. Of course, I tell them if you've ever used a G, this thing is a Cadillac, but I can see it. You know, power steering would be a great option on this. Changing the oil is a little bit cumbersome, so we've been talking about possibly doing a remote filter, because that's really the hardest part to get to. You have to flip the seat up, remove a couple panels. It's not impossible, but again, trying to make it easy for the farmer to maintain it, because we don't have a lot of time to do that. That would be another suggestion. We were talking about clearance, but again, it's what is this particular model designed for? And I think for what it was designed for, it's a great clearance. Potentially in the future, if they could get a higher clearance model. So, you know, again, my peppers are a little bit too tall now. My corn definitely is too tall to be able to use this product. So that would be another suggestion. And if there was a different way to adapt the Gandy to have those tubes a little bit more secure, and so you could probably put it in a better location. Those are really the only real things, and they're minor things, that I would change. Yeah. Some people have suggested a power takeoff in the back. To me, it depends on what are you trying to accomplish, because I had one person come to see it, and she was wondering if it would pull a harrow. And I'm like, this is not that tractor. It's a very versatile tractor. It can do a lot of things, more than probably any tractor I've seen, but that's probably not one of them. So
yeah, that you raised some really good points there, because I think that's trying to build the tractor. You want to do everything, but when trying to do everything, then sometimes then you don't do anything well. And so we really tuned in the scope to be able to say, how can we be the best kind of cultivation tractor or unit that could help in the in-row or row management. And in doing so, we lost the PTO, or other things like that we don't do quite as well. But most often farms will have two tractors where you can do the harrow with the other tillage tractor and do the more finesse work with this tractor. So
100% agree.
I think you identified well kind of where we tried to fit in.
Yeah, again, for me, for this tractor, this was a complementary tractor to everything else. So, when you see the field you see here, there was 2 to 3 different tractors used to get this to where we are. So, we have a tractor to use the harrow, or we have another tractor to plow depending on the year. And then we have a different tractor to spread the plastic. So, yeah, I mean, you're talking 3 different tractors. Then we bring in the complement of the Tilmor later on when we start having weed pressure. So yeah, that's really what we utilize this for. We don't really, I'm not really interested in high tillage with it, Besides, in the rows, if we didn't have the rainy year we did, those rows would be tilled right now. Now I'll go through with a mower and just mow them and maintain them for the rest of the year. So yeah, that's where I really see this product being really utilized.
Mike, can we just jump up here a little
Sure.
bit? Talk about what you have set up here. This is a tool that we offer, we sell, but you've used it. Tell us about what you're doing here with this tool.
So what we did is we kind of have adapted this one a little bit different because we were doing something different. The way we originally had it was this front piece was for doing in between our plastic rows. So you have these thicker finger weeders, which do a great job as far as just feathering the soil into the plastic. We went with a more aggressive steel tine in the front just to kind of loosen up that soil and kick it over so the finger weeder had a better chance of bringing that soil in. And just simple tillage on the outside just to kind of get that loosened up. The back we have actually changed. The way we did have it was obviously the middle was empty, and we added these parts here to kind of get a little bit further beyond the wheel. So really it was only about 3 tines back here. The rest of this wasn't here. And that did a wonderful job as far as just clearing up the middle. So we would go up and down, so you would hit both sides of the middle, and really all the weeds were terminated at that point. Of course, you got to get in early. You can't have the weeds way too high. It's best to do it when they're nice and short, 2-inch, 3-inch. So yeah, it did a wonderful job.
Moving to the front of the tractor here, how do you get your tools on and off?
So you guys did a wonderful job of, you created probably the only thing that's really proprietary is this piece. The way this all connects together, it's a little bit different than a traditional tractor because your center link isn't center, it's always on the left side. But the way this is, so this, in this post, you guys created a crane system with a hoist that I simply put the product down. These clips are real easy to just open, and I use my crane with the hoist mechanism that you guys have and simply just lift it right up. It rotates out, and we have some pretty heavy different pieces of tillage. Just rotates right out, and you can put it on the ground here, and you can put the next one on, rotate it in, and you just simply snap it in and you're ready to go. So again, anybody who's used an old G would know you have to knock pins, pull it out. It's a nightmare. This here is very easy to use, no matter what you have in here for tillage equipment. So yeah, I think that was a great thought and a great design.
Well, thanks, Mike, for sharing a little bit about your experience with the tractor, the things that you really enjoy, also some of the challenges that you've experienced. And we will looking forward to kind of seeing how we can continue to work with you in the future, to continue to help make tools and equipment that can help you grow your farm. So.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.